Okay, this is kind of like spur of the moment. So I'll be the first something.
Hello, beautiful. Listen, one thing about Brie, we always have the same hairstyle at the same time. Okay. Last year you came up, I had a bob. She came up with a bob.
Right.
Yep, I'll never forget her face. Asked
Yes.
me, how do I handle conflict? That was around the time I was going viral.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. Yeah,
How
that was around the
are
time I
you?
was like, I have to like just give you after just like big you up and be like, you're doing it. You're that girl. You're that woman. You're that honey. You're the Beyonce of the TikToks for the girls.
Oh.
And yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love your energy. I love what you stand for. And the fact that you're still going and that means you're being true to your inner pure everything. So and plus they're matching low key with the jacket. Oh my God.
Okay, look. And the little necklace. Listen, Brie, hold
Low
on.
key,
Okay.
OMG.
Okay. Let's start. Let's start. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
your name is Bree, right?
So I go by Brianna. My real name is Joanne, but I prefer Brianna.
Oh, hello,
Um,
Brianna. Okay.
thank
And
you.
how old are you?
So I'm gonna be 32 in a few weeks.
Okay, 32 in a few weeks. And where are you located and what do you do for a living?
So I'm in Florida and I got a 9 to 5. I'm in administration. So, you know, payroll stuff, basic boring stuff.
All right. Do you have any children?
I do not.
Would you date a man with children?
I've dated guys with kids and it's never been a problem for me. I don't know. I'm Haitian, right? And my mom is always telling me, you want to make sure you're like on equal footing with, a partner, right? So like I never been married before, so like, most likely I want someone who's never been married before, who doesn't have any kids, so we can start fresh and kind of experience our first times together, so
All
yeah.
righty. Describe your dream man. Don't describe his looks.
Oh, wow, my dream guy. So I have a list I wrote probably, I don't know, probably 2 years ago or something. I kind of like go over it every year and like revise. Someone who has pure intentions to really, really be together, like just be that guy and me be that girl and we just be together, right? I'm a athletic girl in the sense like I like my guys being big and macho and very present in their like masculinity, right? Um, Someone who's a family oriented person, respects his mom, respects people, adults, right? Doesn't discriminate, someone who's kind, someone who's really fun person, I guess. And kind of like I kind of want a geek or a nerd low key. Um, but yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. I guess when I see him, I'll see him.
And my question to you is you said he has to be that guy. What does that mean to you, that guy?
Ah, that own personality. Like he's not influenced with, friend groups or he's trying to be a person for his family or for his friends. He's been through his process, right? Which, if it's heartbreak or if it's, breaking generation her curses or whatever. And his mind is just still. And he has like that preparedness to take on a woman, to take on family, and to just be, just learn life together. Balance. Someone said balance. Someone who has balance.
Someone who has balance. What does he have to look like?
Yeah, I like him black. I like the black, black, the
Okay.
black. And I'm
She
not
said
just saying
black.
that for Black History Month, but
Mhm.
the black, the black. And the reason I say this, right? I think that's my first boyfriend. He was very dark skinned. I don't really have a preference, honestly. As long as you mess with me, you F with me, that's what's up. Um, but I was working at Disney one time. This is when I worked at the theme parks, and usually a lot of white families they would adopt, or for the summer they would like get kids from Africa or wherever and bring them on vacation. And I don't know where they were from. It was these two tall, angelic human beings. One was blue and one was purple. I was shocked. I was shocked. I couldn't even move. I froze. So I'm like, first of all, someone told me that before, low key, Jesse Wu vibes. But ever since that day, I was like, first of all, if I was that color, I would be gorgeous. I would probably be a supermodel by now, right? Ever since that day, I was like, my children have to be that gorgeous. I have to raise kings and queens to be that perfect example. So, you know, tone, someone who eats right. I wouldn't say vegan because vegan is such a slur word right now, honestly. But someone, who knows balance. Then I want to be able to enjoy his essence, right? And it tasting pure and delicious and not like acid. So definitely what you eat is very important, what
Wow.
you put in your
Oh,
body.
oh, wow.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So he has to be healthy for those reasons.
I
Okay.
mean, for more, of course, but that's the pleasures.
All right. So does he have to make a certain amount of money per year?
I don't want to be bothered by doing too much. So I would love for him to be, I wouldn't put a number to it, but, in terms of him being comfortable, him being able to provide for me, family,
Can
live
you
a
give us a
life.
range? Can you, because I always when I ask women this question, they say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." I go, "Can he make 15,000 a year?"
I mean, 15,000, that's not even anywhere near close to livable wage. He'll probably get a decent refund if he has kids. But I would say, you know what? A million, a billion.
A million, a billion per year.
But if I was to say a number, I would say, comfortably for himself, 100K to 125 is comfortable for a bachelor or a young man, handling with all his bills and leisure and savings and work in the future. So to add me, to make it balance, I mean, adding me in the picture, it'll turn into millions, right? Because women, we reproduce and reproduce. But I would say comfortably at least like a 200, 250, you know.
250,000 per year. And give me three deal breakers.
That's like turn me off, like icks.
Yes, X.
Okay, can you give me an example of one of your icks? I feel like it'll help cement it in my head.
I can't give you an example. This is we here for you, Brie. Come on, Brie. You got X. If you know what he wanted, you know what him to taste like. You know what X you. Come on now. Come on now.
Okay, I would definitely say if, I don't want to keep fighting with what we put in our bodies, right? I'm not saying processed food isn't natural, it's not right, it's wrong, it's going to give you cancer. Like that'd be a big ick if he's like a fast food person and doesn't really have balance. Like I wouldn't be able to like coordinate with that because my children, our children, this fetus is going to be fetusing. Okay? And the less microplastics we can have is the better, right? So definitely health conscious. If he's not, definitely be a turn off. Doesn't really treat people like right. If he treats people like slaves, like he sees himself like a superiority something, definitely a turn off. What would be the third one? If he doesn't have like, I don't know, discernment, being know how to discern a room and a situation, when to talk, when to be silent, when to listen. Like that's a big deal. Cause guys, they want to be right. But the real king in the room is the one who can know how to handle each person like they could just read from the get-go and know how to move. So yeah.
And can I also ask you this because people are bringing up the 200K plus for the guy
Mhm.
you want him to make that. Can I
Yeah.
ask you, have you dated or do you date men, let's say, who make that? Is that your experience now?
Okay, so it has been my experience. I dated a guy, he made, that's why I said 125K.
And there's
That's what,
nothing wrong with you asking. I'm just asking a follow-up question.
um, no, I've dated a guy, he was an engineer, he made pretty decent money. bachelor, took care of everything, was able to travel expenses, and he actually had like a budget for dating as well. But yeah, my experience with him was, we're not together. I didn't choose to continue the relationship only because it kind of felt like he was still in his bachelor phase. And I didn't really want to, I don't know, maybe it's me being too controlling or overthinking, but I don't know, I didn't want to play that role. Like, if I'm going to be with you, I want to be with you because you want to be with only me. Like, you're not trying to look for any other options. No woman should have a cap into how she should be taken care of, right? Like you always say. So saying 200,000 actually is like cheap. I feel like I cheapened myself. I diminished myself. Like, I don't want to put myself in no type of small category, right? Because the world makes it seem like, oh, because of taxes, because what does a woman bring to the table? Like, no, we're women. We are it's. We are the being. There's no reason
Right,
to
right.
even limit what we would want.
Absolutely. And I don't think you're wrong about that, Bree, but when this goes up and people ask questions, they're gonna ask, well, Bree, are you dating men, like, let's say, who make that much right now? So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to ask the follow-up question. It's like, you have your standards, you know your worth, but I
Mm-hmm.
just want your experience. This is not only to you, Bree, but to all the ladies
No, of
watching.
course, of course, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what is your dating experience now? Like, are you around those type of men who are making, let's say, 250,000, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was.
Okay, so what I can say, right? Because I want to leave space for the other gorgeous ladies who's coming up on the show.
Mhm.
The way I met him, it was after work, and I went downtown, and I have my favorite spot that I take. I love matcha lattes, it's my favorite thing in the world. And once I find a cafe, honey, I'll be there. I'll be so frequent. You might as well hire me to be a content creator, like whatever. It was late at night, and I had a similar hair, but it was like afro, like a big afro. And I
Mhm.
parked my car, girl, and I had these big go-go boots. I just be going through phases, and I just be like a different era. Like, I be from the 60s, I be from the 70s, like whatever. So, that time, like, my afro, like, everyone was like, oh my God, it's like your hair, you look so good, oh my God. So I was just crossing the street, and he was leaving the cafe, and he noticed me. Like, just noticed me from walking. And I noticed him, but in my head, I'm like, everyone, stops and stares, and they're like, compliment, and I, compliment them back and everything. Like, I'm not never big headed about it. And, I try to act dumb a little bit, like a little blind. And, he's like, oh my gosh, hi. I just wanted to say, wow, you blew me away. You captured me. And, I loved how you were straightforward, right? Even though he was, he was a big buff macho guy. And, he kind of gave geek, but like sexy geek, right? Like,
Ooh.
sexy engineer geek.
Ooh.
So, and I like big guys. I love to be like, ooh, whatever. So, actually, he invited me. He was like, "Oh, do you mind if I grab like a coffee with you?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, why not?"
Okay.
In the moment. And we sat down, and it felt so pleasant because he didn't know who I was. I didn't know who he was. We didn't meet on a dating app. It was just two people. We took a chance. We had a very pleasant conversation. It didn't feel awkward or anything. And we just were adults about it. We exchanged numbers, and then we started dating. So I feel like it really has to do a lot with like where you are, where you
Yeah.
place yourself, honey.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
A
agree.
hundred percent. 100%.
Okay, hold on. So this would be the last two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you go 50-50, or, well, I'm not gonna even ask that question. You want a full provider. So we
Mm-hmm.
we can skip over that question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Give me one reason why you're single, and would you relocate for love?
I don't know. The way I be answering so complicated. I don't know if it's because English isn't my first language. I don't know. I'm single, but I'm not single for no man. I'm not single for people or family. I'm just trying to like, discover me, because I want to be 100% me. You
Mhm.
understand? And the reason I say that is because I saw a video, and this girl was like, she's probably going to be the only one to be afraid to find like a good man or 100% man,
Mhm.
right? And it's like a lot of times like when you really like discover who you are. Oh God, my light. When you really discover who you are, you kind of, you're scared to like show someone and be vulnerable to them, right? And you're afraid of rejection or whatever. So, I don't know. I'm single for me. I don't really feel single. If I wanted to date or be with someone, I could. It's just I don't feel that feminine urge to be locked down, to be like under a guy, Yeah. And then would I relocate for love? Maybe. It depends. If I could travel whenever I want, and then when I really, really want to nest and settle, make it official. But yeah.
All right, Bree. And where can this man find you? Can you give me your handle on TikTok? Like, say it out.
Yes, I think my handle, I think it's my name. I'm not sure. How do I find
I
out?
see Bree on the screen. I see BRI. Is
Yes, it's Brianna's Green, but on Instagram, my name is Black Marilyn. So I kind of went through a gray hair, blonde Marilyn phase. But yes, who's ever meant to see she and find she, DM she, and we'll talk and whatever, and we'll be characters together.
oh, characters. Well, thank you, Bree, for coming up. You look beautiful tonight, and keep me updated.
Thank you. I will, Miss Queen. Maybe we'll have like the same hairstyle. And trust me, I'm not stalking you or anything. But even if I'm not stalking you, I should be stalking you because, honey, we need the breasts, we need the lifestyle, we need the skin,
I
and
didn't
we
think
need the
you were.
motivation.
I didn't think you were stalking me. I didn't think that. No, 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 no. Thank you for coming up, darling. Thank you,
Thank you.
beauty.
And thank you, ladies and gents. You guys are everything. And yes, Miss Queen, I'm out.
Bye, beautiful. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you for coming up, Bree. Thank you.
Please save. Okay.
Oh, hello, beauty.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Are you ready for the dating show?
Yes, I'm ready. Can I take a screenshot? Is that like weird?
Okay, let me pause on.
Okay. One, two, three. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. What's your name? How old are you, and where are you located?
My name is Fluffy. I'm 31 and I am in St. Louis, Missouri.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an attorney. I'm a civil attorney.
I thought so. I saw Esquire. I
Yes.
saw that. I was like, oh, okay. Describe your dream man, but don't describe his looks.
My dream man would be open-minded, always seeking knowledge, would be respected by other men when he's in the room with them, would be just striving to be better than he was the day before, 1% better. And he would be God-fearing as well. I don't want to ramble.
Okay, all right. And what does he have to look like?
He doesn't have to look like anything. Historically, I have dated Black men. That's who approaches me. That's what's available to me in St. Louis. So it's sort of affected what my dream man has kind of looked like and evolved to over the years. So I don't know, tall, dark, and handsome. I don't know.
Tall, dark, and- Are you open to all races, though? Are you open to all races?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm assuming you attract a lot of African American men because you curvy. I haven't seen your body, but that's what I'm assuming. Okay, all right, come on. All right. She got a little boom pop.
A little bit.
Okay. Oh, how much money does he have to make per year?
At least as much as me.
Can you give us a range? You don't have to say exactly what you make, but if you want to give a range.
Between 80 and 120 would be awesome.
Give me 3 deal breakers.
Oh gosh, let me think. Voted for Trump. Doesn't view women as like equal to men. And too arrogant.
And are you into a 50-50 or fully providing relationship? Someone who fully provides.
I am not prepared for this question. 100% sounds nice, but realistically, if it was 50-50 or like 70-30, that would be okay.
Alrighty. And give me one reason why you think you're single.
Oh gosh, I just refuse to settle. I have a specific vision of what I want my life to look like, and I know how hard I've worked to get to where I am, and what I have to offer. So, the man that I become second in command to, I have a specific, like, idea. That's all.
Would you relocate for love?
Hell yeah.
Let me ask you this. Well, you said your name was Fluffy. Let me ask you this, Fluffy. You work around lawyers, right? So I'm assuming you have access to men who are educated, who make money.
For sure.
So what's going on with that?
On dates with several attorneys and had nice times, hit it off or whatever. But ultimately, I don't want to be with an attorney long term, honestly. It's not a very likable group of people, and they are all like American Psycho. A lot of attorneys are just
Wow.
I mean the criminal ones, like the public defenders and the prosecutors, a lot of them are just like wonderful, brilliant people. But the ones that I'm around in like the civil world, no, they're characters.
No to lawyers. That's a no. Okay.
I mean, he would have to be a good one.
All right. Well, Fluffy Esquire, where can this man find you on social media? What is your handle?
On like Instagram, Fluffy the Mayor.
Fluffy the Mayor. Okay. Thank you for coming up, Beauty. Please keep me updated.
Thank you. Thank
Bye, honey. Bye
you.
bye.